In an age ruled by swords, arrows, and catapults, one weapon blazed through history with terrifying brilliance. A weapon that seemed to defy the very laws of nature. They called it Greek fire, a liquid flame that clung to flesh, consumed ships, and burned even beneath the waves. For centuries, it remained one of the greatest military secrets of the Byzantine Empire, and one of history's most haunting mysteries. The birth of a myth. Greek fire first emerged around 672 AD, during the reign of Emperor Constantine IV. The Byzantine Empire, the eastern heir of Rome, stood at the brink of annihilation as massive Arab fleets closed in on Constantinople. Then came salvation in the form of a Syrian refugee named Kallinikos of Heliopolis, who presented a weapon unlike anything the world had ever seen: sea fire. When the Byzantines unleashed it in battle, eyewitnesses spoke of ships vomiting fire from bronze dragon heads. The flames spread across the water as if alive, swallowing enemy vessels whole. One chronicler from the 8th century described it chillingly. Flames poured from every side, the bow, the stern, the decks. Those caught in it had no escape. Armored men drowned, and swimmers burned alive. To terrified onlookers, the sight resembled dragons gliding across the sea, breathing divine wrath upon their enemies. The science of hellfire. What exactly was Greek fire? Historians agree it was far more sophisticated than ordinary burning oil. Byzantine warships, known as dromons, were fitted with an ingenious mechanism, a bronze siphon or pressurized tube that could project the fiery substance with a thunderous roar. Many scholars believe its ingredients included crude oil, naphtha, pine resin, sulfur, quicklime, or even bitumen, elements capable of spontaneous ignition or water-reactive combustion. In modern terms, it was a medieval napalm, capable of clinging to targets and continuing to burn despite attempts to extinguish it. But the true formula remains elusive. Even with today's chemistry, no one has managed to recreate Greek fire in its exact form. It's as though the weapon was part science, part sorcery, a marvel that shouldn't have existed in its time. A secret worth an empire. Greek fire was more than a weapon. It was Byzantium's divine secret. The emperors guarded its recipe with fanatical devotion, treating it as a sacred trust from God. According to Professor Alex Rowland of Duke University, Greek fire was protected at the highest level. Even if you knew the ingredients, you couldn't recreate it because it was part chemistry, part machinery, and part mystery. It wasn't just the formula that mattered, it was the entire system, the design of the ship, the pressure mechanism, the ignition process, even the training of the crew. To prevent betrayal, knowledge was divided among different craftsmen. Each understood only a fragment of the whole, ensuring no one could reproduce it alone. This secrecy made Greek fire practically impossible to copy. Foreign powers tried and failed for centuries. The weapon became a symbol of divine favor, proof that God himself protected Constantinople. Lost to time. Yet the very secrecy that made Greek fire invincible also sealed its fate. As the Byzantine Empire declined, so too did the families who kept its secrets. Records were destroyed, the last masters died, and the weapon that had once saved a civilization faded into legend.
Ironically, the obsession with guarding Greek fire ensured that its flame, both literal and symbolic, would one day go out forever.
Today, historians and chemists still debate what it truly was. Was it a form of early petroleum warfare? A chemical reaction using quicklime? Or something lost entirely to time? We may never know. What remains is the legend of a weapon so powerful it reshaped the balance of empires and then vanished into history. Greek fire was born of flame, guarded by faith, and extinguished by time itself. It remains one of history's greatest unsolved mysteries, a reminder that even the brightest fires can one day burn out. leaving behind only the smoke of legend.